Hey guys, so Rosie has been going live in the middle of the night, and last night was no different. It is 7 o'clock in the morning here, and I am looking at a live stream that she streamed 9 hours ago. So we are again in the middle of the night. And I watched the first like 5 or 10 minutes of this, and then decided that I would come over here and watch it with you guys. So you guys are going to get um, an honest, never before seen reaction from me. Um, I tend to usually try to bop through these live streams so that I kind of know what I'm getting into. So it's a little bit easier for me to remain calm and control my mouth and my face because sometimes I control my mouth, but my face turns on closed captions and everybody knows what I'm thinking immediately. But we're just gonna wing it today. So we're gonna go ahead and get over here to Miss Rosie. Um, and she's asking us to hang out with her. So let's hang out for a little bit. I do have her bopped up to 1.5, and just so we can try, this is 2.5 hours. Don't think we're going to get through the whole thing. We generally never do, but we're going to get as far as we can.
Hello, hello. Hello. Hey, Farah. Hey, McKenna. Hey, Sunny. Hello, Chick. How y'all doing today? Hello, Ancient Carbon Maps. Interesting username. Hello, Melissa. Maybe. Al Hashemi? Is that your name? I don't know. Hello, Thiago, Leaky, Claudia, Shan, Jenny, Norma. Welcome, welcome. Hey, Barbara. Yeah, I did a really long live in the middle of the night, and I considered doing it again, but honestly, like, I got really nasty. I've been getting really nasty comments about like my insomnia issues. Like it's been really weird, honestly. Like I've been getting really nasty comments about it. Like I've always had this problem. I just haven't like gone live in the middle of the night. Like I've always talked about like having sleep issues, right? And like that's not news to anybody. And I've like always talked about how like sometimes I sleep way too much and sometimes I don't sleep enough. And I've had sleep issues since I was like a young child. And it's just been really, it was just like really fucking weird because I was like having fun with it. And like it has a lot to do with like, I guess the fact that like I'm not going live when they want me to. I don't know. And also like just being like, I don't think.
Okay, well, some of it is that she generally always goes live around 5, 6 p.m. because she generally is going live while I am cooking dinner. And that's how I end up watching a lot of her lives or listening to her lives before I get to react to them, because I am literally, I I said it last night, and this may be a really crappy comment, but I was talking to my husband, and I said it's been amazingly quiet today. Maybe all the girls are just gonna give me a break for the day. Um, and so I set my phone on the counter, and no kidding, I am getting my pans out to set on the stovetop for me to start cooking dinner, and a notification goes off and it says Foodie is live, and I was like, seriously, why is it every time that I have stuff to do that they go live? And then I said, you know what, actually I know what it is, because they are all pretend housewife, homemakers, cooks, whatever you want to call them. Like, she thinks that she's an amazing cook and house cleaner. She's not. Technically, she would be a homemaker at this point because she doesn't really have a job and she just sits at home and cooks and is supposedly cleans. Well, not the best homemaker in the world. Foodie claims to be this trad wife, which can't. And Amber, ugh, I don't even want to get on Amber, but and I told him, I said, this always happens, and It's because they pretend to be things that they aren't. And unlike them, I have actual wife things and mom things to do that I cannot stop. So I'm just going to have to sit here and listen. And so that's when she's regularly going live. That's when her community works best for her. She has even talked about in the past that when she started to pick that time for her live streaming, that she got on the backside of YouTube where the creators, all of our analytics and stuff are, and she looked to see because it will tell you, age ranges, how often people are online. It will also tell you what other people are watching, but it also tells you the majority of your audience, like 76% of your audience, is online from this time to this time. And so it's easier for you to pick a time to go live. She has talked about the fact that she did that to customize it for her audience. Well, we're no longer doing that. We're just doing whatever. It means a lot of her mods are not in the chat, but a lot of her normal audience isn't there, and so they are missing out on this. The other thing is, I went and looked at the comment section on that live stream. She's been deleting comments, first of all, but on top of it, there were like comments, but it was like genuine concern. Like, you need structure in your life to help with your mental health. You've been struggling so much. We don't want to see you struggle. Girl, you really need to get your sleep. You need to get your circadian rhythm back on. Like it seemed like people were generally concerned for her. And some of the people posting these things are mods in her chat, and she acts like it's not a big deal. Another thing that she was getting on the live stream, uh, in the comments on that live stream, people were complaining about her behavior in the live stream. For a good chunk of the live stream, which I found this out, which is kind of funny, um, she put headphones on. Literally, here, I'll grab my headphones and show you guys. So she had her headphones on a live stream, ignoring the chat, and she's going, "This is a good song, guys." Sorry if I'm ignoring chat right now. I'm just vibing. This is a great song, guys. You should hear it. Like, that is what she was doing. And I've asked the question a couple of times on her members only live streams. She plays a lot of music, a lot of copyrighted music. And I was like, how is she getting away with this? Well, here's the thing, and I think it shows how she views her audience and how she feels about her audience, honestly. So members pay for that access to her members only live streams. And she plays a ton of copyrighted music. She ignores the chat and she sings all the songs that you're listening to loud in the microphone right at your face. And I was like, how is she getting away with this? Well, here's the thing. When you play copyrighted music, they ding your video and say this is copyrighted stuff. Now, they leave the video up, but what happens is any money that you make off of that video, the monetization of that video, goes to pay those copyright fees for the copyrighted music. So, someone like me, I am not monetized. I don't get super chats. I don't get super thanks. I don't get any of that stuff. So, I could be covering music if I wanted to and doing reactions to music, and it would say, hey, you can't monetize this video. Hey, this is copyrighted material, because any money that I make off of that video would then go to pay the copyright fee. Well, she's not making any money in her members only live streams, so she can listen to the music loud and ignore the entire chat, and it doesn't matter. Well, she won't do that on a normal live stream, though, because we want the monetization. We want to make all the money, and why in the world would we give that money to the artist whose music we are using? So, for members only, you pay to be here, so I don't have to monetize this video, which means I can listen to all the copyrighted stuff I want. I cannot do that though on a normal live stream because I need everybody's money, I need all the super chats, and I need all the super thanks. That should tell you how she views her community and how she feels about it. Um, It's just a paycheck. That's all she's here for. But a lot of people were complaining about that. I think if she was honestly concerned about her sleeping pattern and wanted to change it, that she should try to do what I do. A side effect of strokes and the issues that I have is insomnia. And my insomnia kind of comes and goes. It just depends on how well my brain is doing. So I do this thing called bihaptic sleeping. And some days I do it, some days I don't have to, depending on how much sleep I got the night before. So if I have a night where my insomnia is really bad and I am awake until 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, I lay down and I sleep. My alarm generally goes off between 4:30 and 5 o'clock in the morning because that's when I need to get up to start getting my stuff done for the day. Now, since I only got an hour and a half, 2 hours of sleep, I get up, I do all of my stuff. I get everybody out the door. Then once everybody is out the door around 6:30 a.m., I lay back down. I set an alarm for 8:30, and I get back up at 8:30, and then I am up for the day. So because my body is fighting off sleep because of the insomnia, instead of only getting an hour and a half of sleep and crashing later in the day, I get an hour and a half here, and then I get 2 hours here. So now I'm at 3, 4 hours of sleep, and that's enough to get me through the day until I can repeat the process if I have to. Bihaptic sleeping is one of the best things you can do if you have insomnia because it keeps you on a fairly normalized sleep pattern. It keeps your circadian rhythm as close as it can be to what it should be for health. And then when your body does finally regulate itself and say, hey, let's sleep, we're still in the pattern of I'm going to bed at a certain time. I may lay in bed and read, I may do whatever, but I'm still there so that when my body comes back and it says, hey, it's 9 o'clock, let's go to bed, I can still lay down. My schedule hasn't changed. My alarm is still going off at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. And it just keeps you on a very healthy pattern, very structured pattern, which she should give that a try. But we also know that she doesn't actually want help. So will she ever do it? Probably not.
I think everyone it's pseudo concern. Like I think there were a couple people that I think are like genuine viewers of mine, but like there was just like a lot of pseudo concern like for my health and shit, and just like it's just like acting like I have some control over it when I don't. Like I genuinely like today was so fucking. I'm so mad at myself and frustrated with today because I woke up at 2 a.m. whatever. I got a good amount of sleep and I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna just try to like stay up. And I got till about 2 p.m. and I was like, I suddenly got super exhausted. And I was like, you know what? I had a therapy appointment scheduled for 5, which these past 2 weeks.
The other thing that she could do that would help, which I doubt that she does, is have stuff to do. Have stuff to keep yourself busy. I have so many hobbies and projects and stuff that I work on just for times like this. I was joking with my husband. They put me on some new medicine that's supposed to help me sleep at night. And I told him, I said, I'm so nervous that my productivity level is going to go down because generally everybody goes to bed. And once everybody goes to bed, I am, I used to bake at night. I'm doing sewing projects. I'm doing crochet projects. I am working on writing projects that I have going on. I will rearrange the entire house in the middle of the night. I will scrub the floors in the middle of the night because everybody's in bed. I get tons done because I have to have some kind of productivity, but it also helps to where it helps to exhaust your body and to use up some of that energy that your brain has. So she would do really, really good to have hobbies, but I think we really just sit around and watch YouTube and eat all day.
My therapy's been on for Thursdays at 5 instead of my normal Wednesday time. And 5 p.m. is a really weird time to have therapy, and I don't like it. And I did not know that when I scheduled it. Now I know not to schedule it that late. Thank you, Jamie. I really, it's just, if it was just like a 1 or 2 off comment, like that's fine. But it's like, if you look at my like late night live and like all the comments on it, they were just like, it was just weird. Like, it just, the response I got back was not what I expected. And it was just like, yeah, so what ended up happening was I was like, oh, you know what, I'm going to take a short nap because I wanted to go live at 6 p.m. Obviously I didn't. So I set 2 alarms and for like before 5 o'clock and obviously at 5. And I fell asleep, and next thing I knew, it was 8:30 p.m. So I slept through fucking therapy, and I'm pissed because I thought you'd already eaten. Oh shit! I misunderstood your text. Okay, let me get out of your way then. 1 second. Okay. Shit. I'm sorry, Levi. Let me actually pause. I'm gonna leave this over here. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Give me a second. Okay. I'm surrounded by. I haven't cleaned this up yet. So. Okay. I have to. I don't want him on camera, so it has to be at this weird angle. So I actually have done a lot of progress, like cleaning up my room, but the one thing I haven't worked on yet is my living room. I've been like working on cleaning the kitchen and actually the past 2 days I've made a ton of progress in my room. I'm actually very proud of myself. But I have one of my next projects is I want to start working out here, and there's a section of this that I want to clean up before.
Okay, her hair. Like, we are definitely not showering. Um, we don't have any boys interested in us right now, so why would we be showering? We also wore this just a day ago, I believe, a day or two ago. And every single time she sits on the couch, it is constantly piled with crap. And every time she says, guys, it's not normally like this. I'm going to deal with this in a couple of days. And every single time, there is more stuff piled there. The last time I saw her sit on the couch, she had a giant pile of boxes next to her just stacked up. Um, so this is a very normal thing. And my other question is, how bad is your room that it is taking you more than 2 days to clean it? Like, if I'm in a deep clean part of the house, and I mean go through everything and we're gonna, purge and get rid of stuff that we don't need anymore so it can be donated, and like, that would literally be 1 day, but that would be me getting an entire room done from top to bottom. So, how bad is your room that it is taking you more than 2 days? Like, that is insanity to me.
For Ramona, thank you so much for the super sticker that I want to clean up, like not on camera. So I could do that real quick, but then I'd be ignoring y'all.
I don't understand the lack of care given to herself, even just being on camera. Um, that's like today. I wanted to straighten my hair today. However, I cannot straighten my hair today because we are supposed to have severe storms later, which means we have a lot of humidity outside. So, straightening my hair would just result in a huge, huge afro. So instead, it is up in a ponytail. But even with that, like, I made sure that my ponytail looked nice before I got on here. Well, it's actually in like a bun type thing, but I made sure it looked nice. I made sure to straighten my bangs again so that they looked nice and they weren't all over the place. Like, it literally took me 10 minutes to make sure that my hair looked somewhat presentable. I'm not asking her to look like a supermodel. I'm not asking for a full face of makeup or anything like that, but just put a little bit of effort in to make it look like you give a crap about yourself and about what you're presenting to your audience, because we have to sit and watch this, you know?
But yeah, thank you so much for the super sticker, Ramona. And yeah. So anyway, I slept through my therapy appointment, and I'm really, really, really fucking pissed off about that because I don't sleep through alarms normally. That's just like, normally I wake up to alarms for the most part. I mean, I'm not to say it's never happened before, but like, generally, I don't do that. So, whatever. By the way, thank you to everybody who's liking the live. I appreciate y'all. So, and I was like, let me just get like a couple hours in because I have a live idea that I want to do, but I don't want to do it in the middle of the night. Or like, whatever. The point is, your body needs to sleep.
She is constantly having ideas for her live streams, but we never follow through. I mean, it's been what, 10 days since she talked about doing tie dye on a live stream. And people were like, yes, we would love to watch this. And she was like, great. Let me put all this stuff on my wish list. And if y'all want to see it, order it for me. Um, we still haven't seen any tie dye live streams. I don't know if people just aren't ordering the stuff for her anymore or what's going on, but we still haven't seen that. She talked about grilling out for almost 2 weeks before she actually did it. We get a ton of ideas, but no follow through. And just the other day, she was talking about how boring Foodie was. Foodie does nothing on her live streams. What are we getting now? We aren't getting vlogs, and we're literally just getting her sitting around, putting headphones on, and lip syncing at us.
Sleep, no biggie. Yeah, I know. I know. I'm just trying to listen to my body, you know. Oh, I'm not on all chat. Yeah. Well, actually, that's the thing is like, private answer. While I was live, the chat was great. Um, it was the comments after the fact. And I was just like, what the fuck? And it was like, it makes me like not want to go live. Like if I'm struggling with my sleep like that, because it's just like, I'm just gonna get bitched at because I'm struggling with like my sleep schedule. It's just like, oh, whatever, just stupid.
So, people sharing care and concern is annoying. And then people saying, we really don't appreciate sitting on a live stream and watching you with headphones on. I If you want to listen to music, take the ding and just lose the monetization on that video. Like that's what you should do. I would absolutely love to be able to do music reactions also to music that I really enjoy and be able to share that with you guys. But you guys are here for girl world content. You aren't here for my taste in music. So because of that, I don't do any of those videos. She should know that everybody's here for a certain kind of content. So stick in that lane. That's how you keep your viewers. That's how you keep people coming back. That's how you continue to make money. She wants to make this a full-time job, but we're not willing to unless everybody lets her do whatever she wants to do, how she wants to do it, without care for her audience, and that's not how it works.
So, yeah, you can't control what other people's opinions are, right? So, anyway, um, yeah.
Okay, you cannot control what other people's opinions are. That's true. But you can listen to those opinions because at the end of the day, whether you like it or not, those people with those opinions write your paycheck because YouTube pays you based off of the interactions that you have, how many people come in and watch you, how long they stay and watch you, how many super chats you get. And so, because of that, those people sign your paycheck. They're the ones that guarantee that you get paid. So, if you ignore them for long enough, you are going to stop getting paid because people are going to stop showing up for content that they don't want to see.
What did y'all do tonight? Because I don't have a huge plan for this live. I don't think it's done defrosting. I'd have to check the refrigerator. But I'm defrosting some ground beef and shrimp. I don't know exactly what I want to make yet. I kind of have an idea for a dish I want to make with the ground beef that's like, it's like a play off of shepherd's pie. It's not shepherd's pie. Like, this recipe I've come up with in my head is inspired by shepherd's pie, but it's not even a little bit like shepherd's pie. It's just like the format of shepherd's pie. So have you ever tried making a seafood boil?
Okay, why is everything food constantly? She claims this is not a mukbang channel. This is not a mukbang channel. But all we are getting is food. It is honestly it's so much like a foodie. We are talking about food before we make food. Once we make food and while we're cooking food, we are talking about other food we want to make and what other food sounds good. And then while we're eating that food, we are talking about food. And once we get done with that food, we are again talking about food. I You cannot tell me that she is not making a certain kind of content for a certain kind of people.
No. Um, I think we do have like a big enough stock pot that I could, but I haven't yet. No. Used a bunch of beef to make cabbage rolls cozy. Ooh, I've never made cabbage rolls. Yeah, it was a great live. I think they were pissed and jealous they missed it. Oh, thank you, Barbara. I had a lot of fun. People were really pissed off about the singing, and apparently my lip syncing was super triggering to some people. I was just like, damn. Y'all are
Okay, because people are there for a certain kind of content. We are not there to watch you listen to music. We are not there to watch you randomly scream out lyrics at us or lip sync at us. That is not enjoyable for other people. It is just it's not. That's why I keep saying, maybe take one if she wants to do music, if she wants to talk about music, maybe take one live stream a week, just one, and set aside a certain amount of time that, hey guys, we're going to listen to music and we're going to talk about music. Don't just listen to the music though. Talk about what about that particular song makes you feel good. Why do you like that song? Talk about the lyrics, the meaning behind the lyrics, how you interpret the lyrics. Talk about the artist, maybe why you identify with that artist and why you like that artist so much. It Go that route. Don't put headphones on and ignore everybody. That's not the way to go.
Wild.
Oh, I'm done.
Already?
Yep.
Okay, well, I'm gonna let you eat. Do I like spicy food? To a degree, yeah. I love Korean food. Yeah, I do. Haven't had it in a while, but yeah, gumbo is on the list of things I wanna attempt making. Oh man, that smells so good. I made around lunchtime I made rice-a-roni because I was going through the pantry and I realized, so like my mom had bought rice. The 4 cheddar rice-a-roni is like the only rice-a-roni we buy, but it's like it's my brother's favorite and it's my favorite too. So I had a little bit of that for lunch, and I made it all up because like my brother, I tend to have it when it's fresh, and then maybe I have it 1 or 2 more times, but then my brother has the rest. Because it's just, I don't know if you've ever had the cheesy rice, but it's really good. Gumbo is fuck you good. Like no one is getting any if I'm around. Yeah, I don't think I've ever had it, so that's one of the reasons why like I don't love making things I've never had before. Just because I have no like real frame of reference from like personal experience. Like yeah, I can Google it. Yeah, I can like, you know, do that kind of shit, but I can't like.
How much rice-a-roni is she making? Because uh, my middle son absolutely loves the herb and butter rice-a-roni rice. And so we have it in the house. But it's the normal size little box. That box is 4 servings, but the servings are like half a cup. So, how much rice is she making if she's eating it fresh, eating it 2 to 3 more times, and then her brother eats the leftovers? Or are we lying and we're actually just sitting and eating a whole box or 2 boxes by ourselves? I mean, because those boxes are not huge and they don't make a ton. Hmm.
You know, words are hard. What was I gonna say? I don't even know. I'm excited. I forgot to tell my mom. I haven't texted her today. But I'm gonna see my friend Danielle tomorrow, assuming that her health stays in a good place. She's gonna come over, and I'm gonna help her with something. So I'm excited to see. I haven't seen her in a really long time, just because of life and stuff. So I'm pretty excited. In case y'all, Danielle's been on my channel once. She was in the fairy festival vlog. She was the woman I went with. But yeah, the thing about living in the South is you get gumbo every other day. Yeah, well, I'm from the South. I'm just
Okay, question. And if you guys don't know a lot of Rosie history, you may not know the answer to this. How long is it going to be before she runs this friend off too? Because most of her friends and the people around her tend to walk away eventually because of how she treats them and her behavior and how much she lies and plays victim. So, how long do we think this one's going to stick around? Because I actually the other day had a very lovely comment on one of my videos from Rosie's ex best friend, who also has their own channel. Um, and I believe it's called Chronicles of Chris. I'll try to link it in the description below. Seems like an absolutely delightful girl. But was friends with Rosie, and Rosie ran them off. So how long do we think it's going to be till this Danielle person disappears? So, just a thought.
from like Little Georgia, Florida South. Did we ever find out what the Vegas trip was for? Nope. Why is DM so weirdly angry about you? Great question, A. A is your name? That is such a great question because nothing, that dude, or shit, sorry, that person. I don't care. And people like are so hung up on shit that's not relevant. And I just don't care. Like, people bring them up in my chat often because, so like what I've gathered.
Okay, Zachary Michael is not overly angry about Rosie. I think what is happening, honestly, is that Rosie opened her mouth and was running her mouth about Zachary Michael, and then began lying about Zachary Michael. And in the process, Zachary Michael is now exposing Rosie for the liar that she is and showing that not everything that she puts out on the internet is 100% the truth. And so we really need to be careful with how we approach her and her content and the stuff that comes out of her mouth. And it irritates her because she does not like being exposed online. Because at the end of the day, it hurts her bottom dollar because everything that she puts on the screen is to manipulate her chat and the people around her so that they continue to let her play victim. They continue to coddle her. They continue to give her ass pats and they continue to give her money for her to eat online to continue making money. If that's not feeder content, I don't know what is.
Because I don't watch their content at all. Um, but I've seen some stuff on Reddit, and what I've gathered is it's like I'm their replacement for ALR content, and I think they're like really angry that I brought more attention to like the stuff that happened with Poe that they talked about on their Twitch that they try to pretend doesn't happen now, and a lot of that got taken down whenever the person recapping the Twitch got accused of being me. It wasn't me, and yeah, because if it was me, I'd just own that shit. Like I don't really care.
No, she wouldn't, because please tell me why it came out that it was her. Immediately, all of that stuff got taken down. Rosie is the only person in the world that I have seen making those claims about Zachary Michael. Like, she did this to herself. And the thing is that she is not the ALR replacement. Zachary Michael had no problem making content without having to talk about Amber. She desperately wants to be the new ALR. She has inserted herself so many times into girl world drama trying to get attention. She's now getting the attention. She thought people would come in and love her. We don't love her all that much. She's entertaining. She's more intriguing and fascinating than the other two right now. But she is very problematic, and where she wants to be the next Amberlyn Reed, she is not. I actually believe we are gearing up for Foodie Jr., if you want to know my honest opinion.
But I'd never spent more than 5 minutes on Twitch to like unfollow. So you know, it is what it is. But yeah, I don't know, man. They have like a weird vendetta against me that is very one sided now. Like I'm over it. Like at one point, like when it all first went down, like I was pretty hurt because I was like a really big like fan, dude. Like that's what sucks about that is like when you look at it from that perspective and like the power imbalance of it all, like it sucks. Like it just does. So but I realized who they are, like who they really are as a person. And more people are coming to me and being like, man, like I used to watch Zach and now I've unsubscribed because like he clearly is, like has so much against you and it, like is in I think it was the one reference I saw, like, these weren't my words, but someone referred to their videos about me as Rosie drama baiting videos. And I was like, there's no better way to summarize that.
Okay, why are we? We have been doing, we've been having contact with the camera the whole time. We've been so good this whole time. And suddenly, I've had a lot of people messaging me, guys, and you would not believe the things that they are saying. Oh my gosh. Like, the thing is that I honestly believe that Rosie has it out for Zach. And I think it's because Zach wouldn't cover her when she wanted to be covered. He didn't want to be friends with her. And I think that's the biggest issue is that she wanted to be friends with Zach and Zach was like, "Yeah, no thanks." Because most people at the end of the day really try to not touch the poo. We don't we don't want to interact, we don't want to be friends, we don't want to talk on the phone. um, we just want to sit and do commentary. We don't want to get involved in real life in any way. And I think that irritated Rosie and that hurt her feelings. Now, the thing is that Rosie has had it out for Zach for a while. So I honestly think that if she had people emailing her and saying all of these things, that she would be doing a whole expose and saying, look at what people are saying. Look at what's going on behind the scenes. Finally, the world is seeing Zachary Michael for who Zachary Michael is. We're not getting that. We're getting a bunch of avoiding the camera and shiftiness, trying to convince everybody that this is honestly what's happening, and it's not.
That's exactly what it is. So it's very jarring because I feel like the hyperfixation of like my parasocial weirdness is a projection for them as well. So just some YouTuber that talks about me and a couple other people who used to talk about Amber all the time, but they're not worth watching. So hey Joseph. Anyway, that's enough about Zach. So I don't know. It's just weird. It's just really weird. But I'm the weirdo. Whatever. I don't know. Fair.
She says, well, I'm the weirdo. Well, first of all, I don't eat on camera to get paid because I don't do feeder content. I do not lie to my entire audience about the type of content that I am doing to make myself feel better about what I am doing. I've also never left YouTube because my biggest supporter, my biggest pay pig, suddenly left my community, and it was no longer worth it for me to be here anymore for my regular everyday chatters. It wasn't worth it because I didn't have somebody throwing a lot of money at me. I do not actively lie to my community. I do not manipulate to get my community to behave a certain way or act a certain way. And I also do not lie about other creators. So, no, I am not the weirdo. You are the weirdo. I am just calling out the weird behaviors that you do and that you have. So, hopefully, other people will see it.
Haters are motivators, right? Oh shit! I forgot to contact Amazon about this. I need to remember to do that. I received a broken product. Someone could use their infamous degree and look into new opportunities if they wanted to. Your word's not mine.
It irritates me that she talks to herself so that she can then interject what she wants to interject into the conversation. You know, it's like picking up that package. Oh crap, I needed to do this. I need to contact Amazon. Oh, oh, yeah. Don't worry, guys. It's just a broken product. It's just a. None of that needed to be explained. Pick it up and move it. That's it. You know, I am shocked at how many times she will make comments like that and then look at her chat and be like, can somebody remind me in like an hour or in a couple days to do this, please? Like, chat is not your secretary. Your community is not your babysitter.
Yeah. So, anywho, I need to check for something. Smash that like button. Thank you, Christina.
She is just dying to get in that kitchen. She cannot get back in that kitchen fast enough. Like, that's why she keeps looking over there. Levi's taking far too long to eat, and all she wants to do is be back in that kitchen. Because what is her content if she is not touching food or stuffing her face with food?
Because I was like thinking about whether or not I should go live or not, or what I wanted to do with my day. And I was like, well, I could try going live now because it is technically earlier than what I've been doing. So we'll see how y'all feel about that. But hey Laura, hey Yamino. I was just watching Christmas candy and cookie videos. You gonna be doing that? I'm gonna test some early. I might do a few. It'll be closer to Christmas, and I don't want to do like a ton simply because like trying to make better life choices over here. I almost wish I had I had like made friends with some of my neighbors so I could have people to like cook and bake things for and give to.
Okay, crazy idea here. This is something that me and my family do. It We will make cookies. Part of this was my daughter's idea. I swear that kid she has the biggest stinking heart and she doesn't ever want anybody to know it. We will bake cookies and the kids sit and decorate the cookies and, you know, make them all pretty and stuff. And we will take some of the cookies and drop them off at the fire stations around our house for the firemen that have to be there away from their families for the holiday. The other thing that my daughter loves to do is we will bag the cookies up, you know, in little sandwich bags, 2 or 3 cookies, and we will go out and we hand them out to the homeless and the needy around us. And it's something that she asked us to start doing a few years ago. It's based on it's based on a Victorian tradition. A lot of, you know how you put the candles in your window at Christmas time, and we just put them there because it's what everybody does. But what it symbolized was that you would put those in your window during that holiday season, and it let those less fortunate than you know that you had help to provide them. And so people could come to your door if they saw the candles in the window and knock and say, I need help. And they would be provided with an extra pair of socks or a coat if you had a coat to donate. Or you would always have a thing of soup or hot wassail on the stove so that you had something to warm them up, something to feed them. And it was all about the act of charity and giving to them. And so my daughter asked if we could do Christmas cookies for homeless. And I told her, I said, I'm sure they would like something, a little bit more than Christmas cookies. And she said, yeah, Mom, but they don't get presents. They don't have family that gives them something special that's just for them for Christmas. I would like to do this. So that's what we do, because it's something that she just felt very strongly about. So Rosie could do the same thing, honestly. Do live streams of you making holiday cookies and making holiday treats. And then take them and drop them off at local fire departments, drop them off at local police stations. Like, you could do so much with them. Go to a local homeless shelter and say, hey, I wanted to drop off these goodies for you guys, whatever. There are tons of places that you can donate that kind of stuff to so that you still get the act of baking and the fun of decorating them and everything else, but you don't have to keep that temptation in the house. But that would require her to focus outside of herself and to put other people first, and we have seen how that goes.
That are just like nearby. I don't like. It's not just my brother and me, but you know. Thank you, Sandy. Hello, hello. What's Awful Pod? Yo, did you see that Awful Pod is on a generational run? I don't know what that sentence means. I'm lost. Dude, that chorizo's been gone for like ever. That'd be a good way to get to know them, yeah. Are you in the East Coast or West Coast of Florida? West Coast. I'm near Tampa. And your internet has been good. Coincidence, I think not. Huh? What is that in reference to? Y'all are confusing. The chat's confusing me tonight. Like, what's happening? When you were going to cook the chorizo, your internet kept going out. Oh, okay. Is why it is cursed. Dude, I completely forgot about that, Yumino. I was trying to remember why you were saying it was cursed. I was like, how is the chorizo cursed? I just thought you didn't like chorizo. But I don't celebrate Halloween. I just put my tree up. I want to enjoy Christmas for a change and not be so rushed. Felt. You're getting a new tattoo tomorrow? How fun. What kind of tattoo is it? I'd love another tattoo, bro. But they are not cheap. They are expensive. In this one, so okay, this one, don't ignore the burn mark. But this one I had a coupon for. Yeah, private answer. That's why I was so confused. A witchy frog. Oh, cute. I had a coupon for from like a newsletter I found when we were visiting Dalton, Georgia, and so the lines are a little blown out. It's like a little fuzzy and faded. Like the line work is like all right, and I paid like $50 for it or something. This one I paid like 120 for, which, ignoring the subject matter, the line worked a lot better. It's like
She is sitting there and critiquing this like she is a tattoo connoisseur. Guys, the lines are a little blown out. It's a little fuzzy. It, it's all of these things, but it was only $50. It was okay. First of all, some of it depends on how long ago you got that tattoo, because tattoos do age just like our skin does. Some of it also depends on the care that she gave afterwards, um, on how the ink holds up and stuff like that. And some of it also depends on her skin. Um, I have very light skin, so it is very easy for the ink to kind of seep outside of where it should be on me and for you to be able to see it. On people with darker skin tones, or, you know, not see through like me, because I am see through, um, it, you can't see that as much. Tattoos are also one of those things that you get what you pay for. So if you're walking in and getting $50 tattoo and it happens to be the shop minimum and they're just throwing it on you real quick, sometimes that's what happens. But she is sitting here talking like she just has so much experience with tattoos and so much knowledge about tattoos. And I don't feel that she does. Um, just from what I have seen and how she talks and stuff like that. But what do I know?
Like, it bleeds a little bit at the end of the Y and part of the W. And they told me that over time you probably couldn't really tell it was a peace sign because it was so small. See ya. And then I got this one the same day. So actually, was it 120 for both?
See, and this one, like, she wants to sit there and talk about, I paid more for this one and the line work is so much better. Guys, if you look at this, you have really thick lines here. I mean, that's some thick, thick, thick line work. And then you go down and it gets thinner and it's spottier. Like, it almost looks like parts of the ink fell out in places here. You can see the blowout here just a little bit. Our whiskers are not the same. This side's a little bit more blown out also. And some of that may be from your hands are some of the hardest places to have ink in. I don't know. Here, we'll do this one. Look, because you move constantly. And so while that's trying to heal, you are, making it hard for that ink to settle in there. Um, this tattoo is a whole lot older than the other one, and you can see like it's faded a lot. But it's just because we use our hands so much. That's why it's so hard to get your hands done. Elbows are kind of the same way, and knees are the same way. But she wants to sit here and talk about how that one looks, but then we're not discussing how this one looks. So I don't know, but what do I know? I, clearly don't know a whole lot about tattoos myself.
I don't know. I don't remember. This was close to a decade ago. So, all right, let's go to Zekishion. See ya. Ugh. Ow. I'm very close. This is very, like, uncomfortable. Do you have a tattoo that says Applebee's? What the fuck? No, it says always. What? Is that a reference to something? How's the weather there? Pretty good. I mean, I would prefer Applebee's over Harry Potter. You know what? Valid. Bro, did y'all see, I saw that clip of Keira Knightley, because, like, I'm not going to be participating in any Harry Potter rebooting of anything, because fuck that, but, oh, shit. Hello, Ellie. What? I'm not familiar with the Bradenton area, unfortunately. I'm so sorry. I would highly recommend checking Yelp. Yelp is always a good resource. I wish I had checked Yelp before I went to Vegas. That was a rookie move. That was a rookie move on my part. I trusted the Google reviews for the Crazy Buffet. And I also found out, like, I think it was a commenter told me that lived in the area. They were, like, ownership had changed in, like, the past, like, 6 or so months, something like that. And they, yeah, they changed ownership, and...
Is that the rice she's putting away? Like, if that's the rice, that is a ton of rice that she made. But on top of it, she said that she made it at lunchtime and it has been sitting out this long. I mean, she's pulling it out and it's coming out whole like pieces of cake. Like it's congealed into one thing. And that cheese rice, I believe, for that cheese rice may have milk products in it for like you have to add milk to it to cook it. So if that's the case, it means we've had stuff with dairy in it sitting out on our stove all day.
Quality had apparently like gone super down from that buffet in the past like 3 or so months from the time I went to Vegas. So it wasn't just me. Google actually lied to me, but I should have checked Yelp. How did I check Yelp? I used to be like a Yelper. You know, like I used to be heavy into Yelp. I can't believe I didn't think to do that, honestly. I mean, if you're gonna go to a place in Florida, not Clearwater, St. Pete is like my favorite area, like close to where I live. St. Pete, Dunedin, Clearwater, that whole area of Florida, pretty lit. St. Pete has such a cool vibe. It's dangerous in Bradenton? I was unaware. That pot is awesome, really deep. Yeah, this is one of the not copper pots that we own. We don't own a ton, but this is one of them. I want to go to Florida and pet a swamp puppy. Swamp puppy. Oh, like an alligator? I don't think I've heard the term swamp puppy before, which is surprising. Or if I have, I've just forgotten. What do I want to do for dinner?
We put all that rice away to just leave it sitting on the counter now. And again, we're talking about food.
For food. This is my first meal of the day. I love St. Pete, Destin, St. Augustine, Key West. Yeah, out of those.
She just said it's going to be my first meal of the day. Did she not just say that?
I've only been to St. Pete. You're going to Destin soon. I had a great grown-up today. I love St. Pete, Destin, St. Augustine. Okay. What do I want to do for dinner? For food. This is my first meal of the day. I love St. Pete.
This is my first meal of the day. No, it's not. You literally just said that you made rice for lunch. Rice-a-roni, 4-cheese rice. That's what you ate for lunch. And we just watched you put that rice away. How many times does she sit on here and say, guys, I haven't eaten in 20 hours. Guys, this is my first meal of the day. Guys, I haven't eaten at all. How many times does she say that? And she's lying to us. But because we can't see her putting away the other food and she doesn't slip up and say, hey, I already ate this. And we just saw that was a ton of rice. There's no way that was one box of rice that she had made. Like, we're talking either an industrial size box of rice, of the rice-a-roni, or she made multiple boxes. So there's no telling how much of that she actually ate. But guys, we're getting ready to eat our first meal of the day.
Destin, St. Augustine, Key West. Yeah, out of those, I've only been to St. Pete. You're going to Destin soon. I had a great grown-up time in Clearwater. Hell yeah. They is cute and need more love. Yeah, they are also dangerous. I tried alligator when I was like 12, like when I came to Florida to visit family. I tried alligator then. I don't think I've had it since I've moved here. But it's not like in a bunch of restaurants. You know, you kind of have to like seek it out. I don't even know where I would get alligator, at least near me. I wouldn't even know. We will probably be spending a lot of time in St. Pete. Awesome. No, I highly recommend St. Pete. They have like a crazy old bookstore there that's been open for like over 100 years. That's supposed to be really cool. I've been wanting to check that out. Wait, they don't live in your sewers? So I thought our area didn't even have gators because I like never see them when I'm out and about and stuff. But my mom once said that like there's been some basically in like the entrance of our neighborhood before, and I was like, come again? Because I've seen all the birds and stuff, but I haven't seen that. And I was like, oh, that's crazy. But yeah, let me put this away. Okay.
The amount of rice.
Yeah, that's all still pretty frozen. All right, sick. All right, so I could make more Greek yogurt pizza crust and experiment with that because I still have pizza sauce that needs to get eaten, and I've got pepperoni and cheese still. And I was thinking this time, instead of making a whole pizza, what I want to do is I want to split the dough into thirds and roll it out and par bake them and then make them fresh because this is what I've learned from the first experience. What are you talking about, Shan? You fell asleep before the pizza crust was finished? Okay. But yeah, because it's not that great left over, in my opinion. And I think that'll help me, like, in the long run with, like, make, like, portion sizing and stuff. I was just kind of, like, I was just following the recipe, like, it was to make one pizza crust, and I just didn't think about that and, doing it the way that I did. Now, I also think it'll be easier to get the pizza crust thinner if they're smaller. So, honestly, I kind of want to do that. Now, let's go. I was wondering, there's a good lush area to walk or park. I saw the Fairy Festival vlog. That's pretty far, right? Yeah, it's like about an hour or two from me. About an hour and a half, 2 hours from me. But there's a lot of parks like that. Here, hang on a second. Because I'm about to be like kneading and using this worktop area. Let me like grab my spray cleaner real quick and like, you know.
Are we going to be kneading dough on that glass stovetop? I am shocked at the stuff that she does on that glass stovetop. I don't think she realizes that if she puts too much weight on that, that she can crack that stovetop and really, really mess it up. Um, I do not understand why that's the area that we use and we don't clear off counter space, because one of the things, if we look right here, if we cleaned this area out and we only pulled the rice cooker out when we needed it, scooted the air fryer down, put the mixer up, only pulled that out when we needed it, we would then have a huge chunk of counter space cleared off. Also, if we went over here and we quit using this as a catch-all, we would have a ton of counter space to use. The other thing that I do if I am baking, I really like to make challah, but the recipe that I use makes 2 pounds of bread. It's a lot. And sometimes I'll do the braided loaves, but then sometimes I'll make it into like buns or whatever, or use it to make cinnamon rolls. So what I do, I will saran wrap half of my table, like our dining room table, and I will put everything there, and I will knead my dough there, and I will form the buns there and do all of that. And then when I am done with the whole process of baking and everything's in the oven, I cut the saran wrap under the table, fold it all up on itself, roll it up. All the flour is contained, all the sticky is immediately off the table, and it almost triples the counter space that I have just doing that. She could have tons of space to bake and do things with. She chooses not to. So,
Yeah. Don't be running over in the wheels now. Okay. But yeah, like I mentioned in the last live, this was inspired by a commenter. They said in my comments, or I think it was my chat. I keep saying comments, so it was in a chat in one of my recent lives. And I liked it. Like, it's definitely like, not like regular pizza crust, you know, but I love rolly chairs to spin around in my office to see how far I can go. Sometimes nice. Oh, let me go put on my shoes. Like I said, I've been working a lot on my room, and so I found my shoes. They were just buried under, actually, they weren't buried under a bunch of stuff. I had, like, changed my bedding, and my old comforter, I thrown on top of them, essentially, and I just hadn't even, I forgot I'd done that. I was like, oh, right, they were right there the whole time. But I feel like if I remember to wear shoes,
and boob tube.
I'll be more comfortable being on my feet. Just have something, like, supporting my soles. I'll be right back.
Okay, so the other day, we're going to mute this for a second. So the other day, she said that she wasn't getting up and walking because she couldn't find her shoes to put them on. Because, she really only likes walking around the house if she has shoes on, which I get that. I always have slippers on when I am in the house, and then I have shoes on if I go outside. Now, are you telling me that for 3 days she couldn't find her shoes because her room was so messy? And it's because she changed her bedding and was too lazy to take the old bedding immediately out to the garage where their washer and dryer is to leave it out there. Because we know it's going to get left. I mean, she went to Vegas and she left her clothes from Vegas out there for over a week and couldn't figure out why she didn't have any clean clothes to wear.
Oh, you know what? I'm actually kind of in the mood for one of these. I'm gonna have one. Okay. Pizza toppings. Alright, da-da-da-da. And then we're gonna use the cookie sheet instead of the pizza pan this time because I'm going to par cook 3 smaller pizza crusts. That's what we're gonna do. And then I'll make like 1 actual pizza. Forgot the Greek yogurt. Half cup measuring cup, so I'm using 3 half cups for a cup and a half. Oh shit. 1, 2, 3. And then 2 half cups for 1 cup of Greek yogurt. And I'm just using the same measuring cup because why dirty extra shit, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Bruh, get your ass over there. Okay. Alright. Let's see here. What's a Bloom Shirley Temple drink? What are we making? I missed the beginning. Greek yogurt pizza crust. Greek yogurt dough. So there's no like oil, no butter. I use pepperoni, so there's fat in that, but just like a lower.
Okay, so we just made this a couple days ago. I don't understand why we are making it again. Generally, if you are doing cooking content, you try really hard to not cook the same things close together just to keep it more interesting. I honestly think the cooking thing is just an excuse so that we can do feeder content and do mukbangs to eat online. It's just like foodie. Like, that's honestly my opinion on it. Um, she does live streams so she can eat and get paid for eating. Because at the end of the day, that's what her entire goal is.
Calorie crust option. Pretty common. I've seen people do this with like cottage cheese and Greek yogurt on TikTok a lot. But I got inspired by a chatter who brought it up. I'm getting low on Greek yogurt. I need to buy more. Prebiotic soda pop. I bought one recently. Your impact. Are you the one that suggested it, Legs? Your name actually looks familiar. Well, you're good, Sencha. It's a brand new flavor of Mountain Dew, Heather. My brother bought it, actually. That's why I'm trying it. Did you get tired of the nails? Yeah. And I never keep them on for more than like 4 or 5 days.
Okay, let's talk about that Mountain Dew, because that Mountain Dew irritated me. I know we didn't watch that live stream together, but I pulled some stuff out of it for a video that I did. And that's why we didn't go back and watch it, because we'd already covered some of it. That Mountain Dew, Levi found that Mountain Dew and bought it for himself and was so excited about it. Brought it home, didn't touch it, and he went to work the next day. While he was at work, Rosie went live, got in his Mountain Dews and started drinking them. And people were like, "What are you doing?" And she was like, "No, it's Levi's. We just share food." So then Levi gets home and she says, "You know those Mountain Dews you wanted to try? Well, I grabbed one for you and I've already had it, and trust me, you'll like it." She could not even wait to let him have his own thing, to let him try it first. And you know, if she would have bought something and she came on a live stream and realized that Levi had gotten into it first and had tried it before her, all hell would have broken loose, because how dare he touch her stuff that she had plans for. Like, I was so shocked and irritated on his behalf. It wasn't even funny.
Big reason for that, hygienic reasons. But yeah. And also like they start popping off, and I enjoy the feeling of it, but then like the functionality just gets like annoying.
You don't know how to function with long nails because you don't ever put them on right so they don't stay on, but on top of it, you never leave them on long enough for you to actually learn how to work and live with long nails.
So I'm just gonna use 1/4 of a teaspoon of baking powder and salt. And then you just start. You're not blocked, Rosie. I see you now. Hello. You might be using a blocked word in your prior messages. I don't know, but all right. I need the space to knead. It's just very boring. It doesn't have a lot of flavor, in my opinion. It's like slightly off. What do you mean, Sunny? I don't love. Oh, the probiotic sodas that I've tried. Okay. Oh. Let's see. Alright, since you're being rude and spamming, you can catch a block. Deuces. Alright.
Oh my gosh. She has covered that whole glass top in flour to knead dough on it. I She is going to trash and ruin that stove. I don't know how she hasn't already. Like it I cannot believe she is doing this. Oh my gosh. You can watch every time that she pushes down. This is why you have to have a hard surface. This is not a hard surface. If you watch every time she pushes down to knead that dough, you can watch the whole stovetop flex under the weight she's putting on it.
Yeah, baking soda works well with like sour cream, yogurt, buttermilk creations, and baking powder alone works fine with just milk and less acidic doughs. Just science. Oh! Damn, I wish you told me that like 5 minutes earlier. Once you stop drinking sugar drinks, you can't go back. It tastes awful. Yeah, like I really don't. Baking powder puffs, baking soda spreads. Yeah, okay. But yeah, I don't really like. I genuinely dislike regular Coke. Like I won't drink it, and most sugary sodas. Like I can drink regular Sprite when there's like
What is happening?
no other soda options. But I would prefer not to, because it's just like unnecessary sugar, you know. That's why baking powder is the fluff powder. That's funny. Yeah, this hurts, but it's fine. Me too. I'm a Coke Zero girl all the way. I'm a Diet Coke girl personally, but I feel you. I love me a cherry Coke Zero though. I won't lie. Diet Coke.
Generally, they say too lightly floured. That is not lightly floured. And I cannot believe. I don't know. I know her parents watch her stuff, which I find very weird. Um, but I don't know how the mom is not seeing this and, calling the next day and saying, do not ever do that again. I,
Coke is back for a limited time, or Diet Coke line. Yeah. I'm gonna ask my brother tomorrow to check and see if it's back in stock because I do want to try it. I do want it, but
I don't know why she's pulling more flour in. I'm sitting here watching her do this. There's no way that that is sticking to that stovetop. I mean, it is so dried out at this point in time. And now we're pulling more flour in to add to it. Like, there is no reason for it. Is crazy to me that she keeps saying, I am such a good cook. I know how to cook. I do all of these things. But then we watch her, and it honestly feels like this is when you first move out on your own and you're 18, 19 years old and you feel like you're officially cooking for yourself, like you are an adult cooking dinner and you are literally just opening box stuff and I mean that is what it feels like, which is sad for somebody who is in their 30s and claiming that this is a cooking channel and this is what they want to do for a living is cook and show people how to make things and this is the content they're making on top of a glass stovetop that is bending under their weight.
my home alarm went off and it scared the bejesus out of me. Am I alive? Does anyone see this message? I do. For this part, would standing be? Let me see if standing helps.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it does. Okay. I might not stand the whole time, but I'm gonna stand for a little bit.
Are you guys watching that stovetop? Oh my gosh. Like it was already bending with her sitting because she was putting so much pressure on it. But now that she's standing up, which is how you're supposed to knead dough anyways, she is putting so much more pressure on it. Though it's not just the glass part that's bending now, we're watching the whole stove.
This method of like one hand on top of the other really helps with mitigating the pain. But then I'm with my feet and my back now are in the equation, so we'll see. Why is this one more crumble?
Can you hear that creaking, the noise? Oh my gosh, my heart hurts. And she wants to know why that one's more crumbly because you have way too much flour out there. You've put way too much flour into it. And on top of it, when she was scooping out her flour, she wasn't topping it off to make sure that it was right. She was just getting and scooping. Um,
Crumbly than yesterday.
she's Why is it more crumbly? Why is it so dry? I know. Let's scoop up some more flour and add it on top.
This feels like it's falling apart more. I don't know. Just trust the process, maybe, Rosie.
When she folds it over, you can watch the flour falling out of it because she has added so much flour to it.
Need more yogurt, you think? Well, it's starting to come together now. Okay, yeah, I can't keep doing that. Whew, my back is not happy with that.
Oh my gosh. The stove is not happy with that. Holy. Guys, I cannot tell you the panic that I was experiencing in that moment. Like, oh, I don't know how people watch her and then buy into the fact that she is a cooking channel and this is what she does and she is such a good cook and she does all of these things and knows all of these recipes and oh, I feel lightheaded after that one. Oh, that was a lot of anxiety.
Is that too much flour? Hey, mattress. Yeah, it's like a pizza crust dough, yeah. Well, okay, so now that I've been kneading it, it's no longer crumbly. I love to cook, but not a baker, so I would never do all this work, yeah. It's fine. I really need to get a kneading hook for my KitchenAid. I'm planning on getting myself that fairly soon.
Okay, how long does the recipe say that you're supposed to knead this dough? Because we've been, let's see. So she started kind of kneading it in the bowl at 43 minutes. We are now at 54 minutes and we are still kneading it. This is over 10 minutes of messing with this dough.
But okay. All right, so I'm gonna take this. Do you have a Fitbit? I used to. It was really, it got old and like stopped working and like was having like tech issues. So it was like freezing and I couldn't get it to work. So that's, I threw that out like a while ago. I used to swim with it a lot, but it said it was waterproof. So I don't know if that's related or not, but yeah. Unfortunately, I no longer have a Fitbit. I would like to have one again. It was a really...
Okay, let's see what she's doing on this. So she said she was going to break it into thirds so she could par bake 2 of the crust. And now we're making our pizza now. That's a funky shaped pizza if you ask me.
Okay, so we're gonna do like that. It's gonna be a way to fold that in. Okay, so Probably too much sauce. I'm just like... I'll spread some of that up on toward the top, actually. Yeah, that's what I'll do. But the toppings need to stop about there. So. See you, Crimson. Thanks for being here. You should have oiled the crust. Well, I'm trying to reduce the amount of calories in this pizza, my guy. I'm already using regular pepperoni. So.
And probably regular cheese.
And I'm planning on using a good amount of it, so we not adding oil. You know what I mean? Here we go. That's good.
That is an absolute ton of pepperoni. Oh my gosh, what is that face?
I'm going to experiment making pizza this weekend. Hell yeah! I kind of do want to try making like a regular pizza crust sometime, just to compare. Because I'm doing really good on the whole like not eating out thing. I'm actually quite proud of myself.
Okay, I don't know why she keeps saying that she's so proud of herself for not eating out, because she really wasn't eating out all of that much in the months beforehand because she hasn't had the money to eat out. So she's like, guys, I'm making big changes, not eating out. That would be like me saying that me and my husband are having a no eat out challenge. We don't eat out anyways. I cook every single thing that we eat because first of all, we feel that it's kind of a waste of money to eat out because I can make it at home. But on top of it, the prices of food at restaurants has just gotten ridiculous. Even when it comes to places like Taco Bell, McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, we do not feel right wasting money like that when I can make the same thing at home for a lot cheaper. But that's kind of how this feels. She's like, guys, I'm doing so great. I'm not eating out. You weren't eating out anyways. We sat here and watched you for a month, the previous month. The only time you ate out was when you were in Vegas or on your way to the airport. The rest of the time, you were cooking your own food because you didn't have the money to eat out. So I don't know why we're bragging about this.
I've even canceled my Dash Pass, so hopefully I stay that way. I'm gonna be realistic and not make you guys any promises, but I'm gonna try really hard. I'm so proud of you. It's not easy to quit fast food. I haven't had DoorDash in like 6 or 7 months now. Yeah, exactly. And so like my desire to like work on my eating out thing means that sometimes I'm gonna let myself cook like I'm gonna eat out. You know what I mean? Like if I do that only every so often,
Guys, I have never actually used DoorDash or Uber Eats. Ever. Never have. I don't even know how it works necessarily. I just know they exist. Um, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know, maybe me and Rosie should have a competition to see who can go the longest without using it.
it'll help me with breaking the habit of eating out and save money and still be able to like have a treat every now and again. I know there are a lot of people watching that think people my size like aren't allowed to do that kind of thing, but it's about balance. So that's what I'm trying to work on right now.
Okay, there is no balance though for you. I mean, that's like this, like, yeah, we're doing a healthier pizza crust. Awesome. Okay, but we did not cut down on the amount of pepperoni that we put on there. Which if we were really wanting balance, we would have gone for a leaner meat or for less pepperoni. Same thing with the cheese. I would have mixed the cheese, I would have done some regular mozzarella and then some skim mozzarella. There's ways to do that, but she thinks that if any part of what she's doing is just a little bit healthier than what it was before, that is us having balance, and people need to keep their mouths shut. She does not honestly know what true balance is at all.
Sorry, I was just distracted. Please repeat. Please repeat what, Mama? What I just said about the DoorDash, or what I asked you like earlier in the chat? It's always better to eat at home, even if it's a treat. You are definitely allowed. You can't restrict yourself to the point of binging. Yeah, I agree. Because I think my bigger problem, even than like eating out, is DoorDash, like the delivery. Like going out to eat with like to a restaurant or something every so often isn't going to be the end of the world. But like the convenience of DoorDash. I also saw something going really. Yeah, this is like a 1 serving little calzone. I used 1/3 of the dough because I've got two. I'm gonna par bake these crusts for different meals. Just like throw them in the fridge because I've got.
I honestly don't know that DoorDash is convenient. Because uh, I have talked about this before. My mom and my sister are very much like you, saying Uber Eats and DoorDash and that kind of stuff, and I don't understand it, because it, everybody's like, oh, it's so much faster. Well, and the time it takes for you to get on, decide what you want, order it, wait the 35, 45 minutes it's going to take to get to the door. I could have already made the same thing for you with it being healthier for you at a cheaper price. So I don't know that it actually is more convenient or easier. I think it's just lazier, if you want to know my honest opinion.
Some more pizza sauce. Yeah, DoorDash is super addictive. Yeah, DoorDash is super addictive. So I'm going, and also this is inspired by my mom. The last visit, my mom didn't do this, but my mom has like in the past like baked a bunch of pizza crusts and then frozen them, and we pulled them out and thawed them and made pizzas. So I'm kind of just doing that, but with Greek yogurt crust. All right, so now that I'm done, oh, I've already preheating the oven. Okay, good.
Oh, we're squeaking.
I can't justify the extra fee for DoorDash, and I wish that I couldn't, dude. I wish, like, I've wasted so much money that I don't have on DoorDash, which is kind of how the addiction of it all comes into play, you know. And I'm trying really hard, and I'm doing good, and I'm proud of myself because it's hard. There are some nights where it's really fucking hard, but.
If she doesn't want to do dishes regularly, I don't understand why she doesn't invest in either parchment paper or the silicone pads that you can put down under your food that protects your pans. I mean, that would save her a lot of time sometimes, and it would also make the cookware go farther. And that stovetop still, oh my gosh.
Right, that's done. That's done. That's done. Right, and then, oh yeah, I still have. I don't want to answer that Coke. Well, I gotta say, your dinner looks fire. Thank you. I love when you do cooking videos. I made your peanut butter and jelly biscuits super yum. Oh, cool. Thank you. But the question is, are you a good tipper? Yes. Always. Don't be an asshole. Always. Always tip your dasher. If you don't tip your dashers, you're a fucking dick. I'm very like pro service workers, if you can't tell. I'm very anti-capitalism and like pro service workers and like fair wage type vibes. I'm a Sagittarius, Morgan. So, yeah. No. Tip your fucking servers. Tip your workers. Tip your cleaners. Tip anybody that does services for you. Like, it's not their fault that we live in a society where they are not paid a fair wage. And if you think it's not your responsibility to pay their bills, then do it your fucking self and make your own fucking food and go get your own fucking food and clean your own fucking house. Tip your servers. Tip your service workers. Whew. That gets me riled up. I tipped $6 for a $6 matcha today on DoorDash. Hell yeah. I have never... Wait, so you DoorDash like did you DoorDash like a meal with that? Or just a drink? I've never DoorDashed just a drink. That's... I could never financially justify that. It's like, he's always super great about that stuff. But I don't want to be like, oh, I want to go pick up like 2 things from the grocery store. Like, can you take me? You know, like... and Ubering to and from the grocery store is more expensive than delivery. So... you know, it's just like... It's just one of those shitty things about not having a car, you know?
or make a list and get everything you need. Make a menu, and this is one of the best things that I ever learned how to do to create my shopping list. I would, because we only go shopping once a month, guys. That's it, because my husband is extremely busy. He works long hours. I am I don't drive. I can't drive. And so we go shopping once a month. But what I do is I sit and I make my menu for the month. Everything that I want to make for dinners. And then I have a separate list of things that I need to get for lunches. Now, as I'm writing my shopping list, like say we're going to do like chicken one night for dinner. So I'll write down chicken dinner with mashed potatoes and green beans. When I'm writing down my shopping list, I write chicken breast, bag of potatoes, green beans. Now, as I'm going back through, if I see, oh, this dinner is going to need potatoes with it, then I put a check mark next to my bag of potatoes. That means that I need it for 2 meals. If I realize I need more green beans because we're going to have green beans with this meal and this meal, I put another 2 more check marks next to it. So then I need the original can where I wrote it plus 2. It makes it so easy. I do that even for if I'm baking. If we're going to bake bread, I'm going to need to get a little bit more flour. I'm probably going to need to grab a little bit of sugar. Like, we go through and write all of that down so that we're not having to make regular trips to the store. Now, I don't know how close she has anything to her, but we have a Dollar Tree just around the corner from us. So if there's something that we run out of that was like, oops, an incidental thing that I just didn't realize we were going to run out of, I walk and get it. It's really not that hard. It just takes a little bit of extra effort in the beginning. It would also take her planning out her live streams and what she was going to do and stick to a schedule, and she will not do that.
Walmart delivery saves me a ton. I'm not tempted to grab extra things, plus it's free if it's over $35. Yeah, when you have Walmart Plus, yeah. I find when you order from the store itself, they sometimes suck at selecting stuff, at least with DoorDash and Instacart, to communicate with you when something isn't in stock or something. Exactly, yeah, I agree with that. All right, guys. So this is $4.50. And I've got it folded over, and I didn't par-bake it. So we'll check it at 8 minutes. God, I miss Kroger. I miss Kroger so much. But also, when I had a Kroger to shop at, it was...
Did she just put 2 pans in the oven? It looked like there were 2 pans there.
Was actually like decent savings. I've heard in recent years they've gotten more expensive, which is stupid because that was the whole reason I love Kroger. 8 minutes. Do y'all have any shared hobbies of things you'd like to see? I know you mentioned the sanctuary stuff. Is that also his vibe? I kind of want to... I discovered an app, though, that I'm hoping to use in the
Her cabinet door is open.
future. It's called Turo, and it's like the Airbnb of cars. All right, stick with me. So I was like, I haven't like done a deep dive Google research into it yet, but it's like you can basically get paired with someone, like you can meet with someone who you can rent their car for like a specific amount of days. And some people will put like unlimited miles. Some people put like it's up to like a certain amount of miles, and then it's like 35 cents per mile after that. The insurance is included. It can be, but here's the thing. If you rent a car from like Enterprise or something like that, it may be similarly priced. But if you don't have your own like car insurance, like if you aren't paying for your own insurance, it's like a ridiculous amount of money per day to be insured. Like if I remember correctly, I think it was like $100 or something. Like it was something.
Okay, but are there weight limits set on this? I mean, we saw what Amberlynn has done to vehicles that she's been in and ridden in for a while. Like, I don't know that if, the car that I had, I loved that little car. And if I was signed up for an app like that where somebody could rent my car to use it, if Rosie's the one that showed up, I don't know that I would be comfortable with her taking my vehicle. First of all, just because of the weight and what that does to the struts and the suspension. But on top of it, just the driving. At some point, you get so wide this way that you have a hard time driving because it rubs on your stomach, but you also have a harder time moving the wheel because you only have so much room that you can move, and it becomes a struggle. I watched my dad struggle with driving, and a lot of us, brought up the fact maybe he didn't have any business driving. Did he listen to us? No, but that was still our thought process on it, because at some point you do become too big to honestly get behind the wheel of a car and it be safe. I don't know that I would be comfortable giving my vehicle to somebody in Rosie's condition.
Insane. I don't remember. I don't remember the exact amount. If it's not 100, I'm just wrong. But I don't remember if it was $100 or like that's just what I had to pay up front if I wasn't insured. I don't remember. I don't remember. But I just remember like it adding up to an insane amount of money. And so it looked like with Turo, to my understanding, insurance is included. So I was like, I could like rent a car for a couple days to go like out and do something and like go on like one of my like adventure ideas that I have and then come back. But it would just depend on like the cost and stuff. Cause like for a week, like the cost varied per car too. Like some of them were like really expensive and some of them weren't. But like, I mean, there were some where like I placed like for a week. I did 7 days. Yeah, Brainiac, that was a wild podcast experience. I what was I saying? Oh yeah, like some of them were like 200 and like $250. No, I had a van and it totaled and I haven't been able to get a new one. So
It didn't just total. She was door dashing, parked it in the middle of the street with no lights on whatsoever, got out to make her delivery. It got smashed into from the back because, again, she was parked in the middle of the street with no lights on. She was on a live stream. She then walks back to the van, leans in, turns on her flashers, and then gets out to talk to the person about why they couldn't see her van. It wasn't even her van, it was her parents' van. So, there's that. And she's had more than enough time to get another vehicle and to replace that vehicle, and she has chosen not to. Because honestly, it gives her an excuse to only sit and do live streams and eat. Because I can't make any other content. I have no other choice. I am stuck at home.
this smells good. I like the part with the woman who sat beside you. I had to turn it off, to be honest. Yeah. Farah, I believe it. No, that's not her name. I forget how to pronounce her name. But she's so cool. Okay. It's not burnt on the bottom. That's good. Oh, my money. Yeah. This is my Greek yogurt ranch. Parm ranch, I should say. And I got some Cholula. I'm gonna, because I know this crust is not like the best part, so I'm gonna just take this off. So my first bite isn't all like crust. Okay. I think using it in smaller portions to roll it out thinner was a great move. Like a great move. On my part. Bitch. This is delicious. There's only one person obsessed with the other, and it's not me. So. It was about your love of cottage cheese. When's the last time I even ate cottage cheese on my channel? The fuck? Hey Danielle. Yeah, it's pretty good. I made a calzone with Greek yogurt crust. Some YouTuber that I used to watch that has a weird ass vendetta against me. I don't know, dog.
Zachary Michael made a video about Rosie being obsessed with cottage cheese.
At this point, the beef is one-sided. I don't give a damn. It's less than 31 days till Halloween. Isn't it like 2 weeks till Halloween now? No, not Palpy. ZM. Check your shirt. My shirt's good. Oh, damn it. Thank you. Thank you.
Why are we crying?
Oh, man. Right now. An early birthday gift. I watched Walker Reacher and socks will be delivered to you on Saturday. Consider it an early birthday gift. I watch your videos when I'm depressed, so I want to donate. No, you're thinking of Emma Rose, but Barbara, I'm sorry, hold on. Like the walker? Like the rollator? I wasn't planning to cry today, but this is a good reason to cry. Julie?
Okay, well, our first girl, it looks like, is going to get their first mobility aid. She beat Foodie. She's getting her rollator.
I can't even say thank you. Hold on. Thank you, Julie. It is so generous. I don't have words right now. The timing is perfect because the weather is really good in Florida right now for me to be outside and not get too hot. Thank you for helping us by creating content. Oh, I'm such a nerd.
Okay, this means we better get walking vlogs. We better get grocery hauls where we're up and walking through the stores. We better be walking to the corner market every single day because that has been the excuse is that we needed a mobility device. Now we have one.
Ah, such a crier. You did not have to do that. Thank you. Oh, man.
She says that as she's sitting here stuffing her face with a calzone that is probably big enough for two people while she is on her, new health journey. I can't. Okay, guys, we have been here, oh my gosh, for almost an hour and 40 minutes. We've bopped through about 2 hours of this thing. So I think we did fairly good today. So, with that being said, also, Miss Foodie's been live for a while. I need to go check that out and check in on our girl. So with that being said, I'm gonna see you guys later. Um, and until I do, I'm gonna remind you that I need you to be good and behave yourselves. But if you can't, at least do it right and make me proud. And then post it online so we can talk about it later. Bye, guys.